Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. If you or someone you know is on the precipice of a major life change, then I invite you to keep listening. Today's podcast is about finding purpose, learning from our mistakes, and leaning into faith to overcome personal struggles or addiction. Finding the strength to overcome adversity, sometimes it begins by hearing someone else's story, because each one of us has our own unique perspective to share, and that perspective is shaped by our struggles, our triumphs, and our experiences. Now, I've heard people say, hey, listen, not everybody's life is that interesting, but I would disagree with that. I think in some way we all have led very interesting lives, if for no other reason than they are very different from our own. And sometimes, even when they are very similar, they can be just as interesting because of the shared experiences we have. Writing an autobiography is both a record for ourselves and a journey of self-reflection. It helps make sense of the past, to recognize patterns, and appreciate growth. It can be therapeutic. It can be a way to process life's ups and downs. And with that, I will introduce you to Michael D. Schmitz. Father Mike is 78 years old, and in all those years, he has had quite a few experiences.
Many of them, many mistakes, this and that and whatever. I feel people need hope for my life. When I was in the seminary, kept preaching to me and the students that your life experiences are very important. Every person should write their own autobiography, as each person will learn from each other.
Father Mike went into the seminary to become a Roman Catholic priest at the age of 44. He was ordained at 50. He's got a new book out now, and it's called Higher Power, My Life of Service, and it's dedicated to his mother and father, Leo and Elizabeth. So, why did he write this book?
I give people hope. That's my main objective, my main goal to whoever reads the book, give them hope in life.
Hope is important. Most of us are going through something, and it's sometimes hard to see clear to the other side of it. Sometimes we don't even know we're in a bad situation until something changes in our life and we have the perspective to look back. Hearing someone else's story can sometimes give us that perspective. When it comes to growing up with an alcoholic, it can seem kind of like just the way it is, until you realize that it isn't. Take a listen to an excerpt from his book, and you'll see what I mean.
Alcoholism played a major role in my life. When I was growing up on a farm near Curry, Minnesota in the 1960s, my father was an alcoholic. When my sisters and I attended Catholic school in Curry, our father would drop us off at school. No buses were available, and on many occasions, go to the liquor store for the day. After school, my sisters and I would have to walk downtown to the liquor store and wait for him to leave the place so we could all go home. We had to stay in the family car because in those days, minors were not allowed in the liquor store. When there was no school, he would leave the farm at about 2:30 to go to the bank. Afterward, he would go to the liquor store and have several beers until late at night. Our mother would send one of my sisters or me with him to make sure he would get home safely. This was the atmosphere in which I grew up, and in the 1960s, there was little help available. My family was in disarray. When children grow up around alcoholics, there is a greater chance they will become alcoholics themselves later in life. I fell into this category when I was in 7th grade. The occasion was a Christmas party at my grandfather's home, when drinking was prevalent among my aunts and uncles present. This was the beginning of my becoming an alcoholic.
He goes on to explain how drinking played a major role in his life. His time in the Air Force reinforced heavy drinking. Working in a restaurant and a nightclub further enabled his addiction. And then, with the loss of his mother, a significant figure in his life, it led to even more alcohol dependency. And eventually, he had to seek hospitalization for chronic alcoholism. His life was spiraling deeper and deeper into addiction, but throughout it all, he never lost faith. That faith became his foundation for change.
I always felt God was there with me. He was my higher power in spite of everything.
Yeah, for Father Mike, it was his faith that helped guide him, and it still does.
And one thing in the seminary, always be sure you touch the people some way or another. If you touch one person's heart, it's been a very successful homily.
In case you've never been to Catholic Church, I should explain. The homily is a short sermon, like 5 or 10 minutes, and it's given by the priest after the reading of the gospel to help the congregation to understand the meaning of the day's Bible passages. I think it's the best part.
A lot of people don't go to church anymore, so now it's time to read my book and carry on in life.
Yeah, maybe. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, seeking a deeper faith, or just looking for a story of resilience, Higher Power, My Life of Service is worth reading. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or pretty much anywhere you like to buy books. Check the link in the show's description for more. Thanks for listening to this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.